we have the ability to lift them, all right? And Basili is a gravity player, all right? He can really shoot it. He got one down early. Did he get one down in the second half? He got one down early. But there certainly is. We are, Vanderplas, cognizant of where he is on the floor. He got two down. He got one down in the second half. They're certainly aware of where he is, which gives you the ability to put some pressure on the rim, dribble handoff, a zoom action, which I don't want to get into, which helps loosen some things up. We did the same things in Charlottesville. They adjusted as we knew they would, but I thought our players did a great job in recognizing opportunities that were there. We had it in good places. We took care of it. You know, our numbers are flipped in a bad way up there, in a good way here. We got to the line. You'll recall we shot 2 foul shots on the game at about the 14-minute mark of the first half and didn't shoot another damn foul shot, all right? We get up there 17 times today. We get 13 home, 19 assists, 8 turnovers. They out-rebounded us 4. I thought, all in all, Gene, numbers were good, and our team we weren't great offensively. We were good. I thought we were pretty darn salty defensively, and to eliminate, that's a bad word, to keep Ben under wraps is a big deal. Not that, they got a lot of really good players. I thought our team did a great job in that regard.
Mike, Sean, scored the ball well, defended well.
He did. He had a good, solid game, David. All right, he didn't try to do too much. He stayed within himself. He was our point guard. All right, he was our point guard. He distributed. I thought he had 2 bad shots. Other than that, he competed his face off with Clark. He picked up the 4th foul. I had to get him at the 6-minute mark, and I was going to get him to the under 4 if I could. I think we were up 6 at that point, and we made it. We got there without him, yes, to your point, played a very, very good ball game for our team. We're trying to make it back from the abyss, David. That's a step ahead. We've got a ways to go, but yes, the term was the abyss, and we were there. Let's hope that we can continue to move in a positive direction.
You used the word salty on defense in direct contrast to Tuesday night. Much
yes, which was gross.
Point of emphasis in practice,
yes, sir. You might say that. Now, Miami is unbelievable. Their ball movement, Wong and Nigel Pack, it's like watching a video game. But that's absurd. And it's just not what we have put together here in 4 years. It's not who we are. It's unacceptable. Not gonna give you the out that Miami is that talented offensively. They are, I think, metrics, which I don't care anything about, number 10 in the country, and I think that's probably accurate. So yes, sir, a huge emphasis over the last couple of days.
Coach
Giovanni, that's mine. I love that name.
Thanks, Coach. I believe Hunter Couture scoreless in the first half, then comes out, hits 3 big 3-pointers in the second half. What can you say about Hunter tonight?
That's just another mark of a really, really good player. All right, he's not going to get outside of himself. He's not going to, get into an area that he's not accustomed to and take a bad one. What's best for the team? Now, his ball handling, his cutting, his defense on Franklin, we can't live without, all right? But he may have only taken 1 shot in the first half. But, those 2 of the 3 in the second half were just like, holy cow, man. Do you. Keep going. Awesome. He was terrific. And, again, I point out his work on Franklin, who, man, good player. Very, very good player.
Thank you.
Mike, what did your team show you that you guys were able to rise to the occasion and get a badly needed marquee win that pulled you from the abyss? What did that tell you about this team?
Let's not use that word anymore. That's a teal word. I don't know. I read that and I spilled my coffee. It pissed me off so bad. But it's true. It was accurate. I read, Dave. Just high character people. No pouting. Just back to practice the next day. Yeah, we got Virginia coming in. Yes, in-state and all that stuff. We've got an opportunity to play another really, really good opponent. We got a chance to play Virginia Tech basketball and fight and compete and adhere to the things that are important to us. And we did that by and large on both ends of the floor.
What did you feel you did better on defense than in Charlottesville?
I'm not going to go there. We just better connected. Our ball screen defense, goodness gracious, our ball screen defense was all in all pretty good. We wanted to go under some things, which is really scary, and I hate it. I don't like it. And we were dabbling with some of that going into the first game, and Clark got off of it, and we got hung up on Gardner and Vanderplas. Now, Vanderplas's match is trying to get to hold on to the ball, Keehee, and here it comes back to Vanderplas. We got hung up on a couple of those. We were not going to disconnect from Ben. Keehee got a couple. I think Reese got one, but all in all, we're just better connected and just much better, cleaner, more crisp offensively. And we got some shots down, let's be honest, all right? We got some shots down, and you got to be able to do that. We made 12 threes up there. We had 7 today, but we have to score in the post. We have to score in the post. And we had 2 with Lynn Kidd, but they dominated the paint area when we were on offense up there. I thought we did a much better job at exploring some other parts of the floor, which we had to do.
You mentioned Wong the other day in Miami, and now Kihei Clark. I think combined they have about 25 years experience in the ACC. How do you prepare for guys that are A, that experienced, and B, that good on the floor?
Well, Paul, they're completely different. They're terrific in their own way. It's a completely different match. Hunter guarded Wong. Sean guarded Nigel. Sean's going to guard Kihei today. Hunter on Franklin. We've played those guys. Have played those guys a lot. All right, they've seen them play a lot. Film. At home, relaxing, watching, another ACC game. So that they know their habits. It's another great matchup in the Atlantic Coast Conference, and I got my work cut out for us. Our team has our work cut out for us to guard players of that caliber.
Mike, you mentioned Lynn Kidd a couple minutes ago. How would you assess the play of some of your reserves today? He gives you, I think, 6 and 6 or 6 and 5.
6 and 5.
Camden had a really important entry pass.
He did.
That got you a post bucket. Just how would you assess the play of those guys today?
Invaluable. He can really score. And that's going to continue to come on here over the course of his career. He's got a very nice 15, 16-foot jump shot. Not as proficient as Jaden Gardner is, but he's really good at it. He's a big, strong, athletic man, Dave. I mean, he's got good hands. He kicked one down there, and we thought, I was afraid we had our spacing wrong. You can enter it on the wing, but if you encroach, if you get near the elbow on the lane line, ball side lane line, they'll come down and get it. And he couldn't get the thing off the floor, and they got him. But that's we went a long time. We didn't today. Went a long time. We were getting 10, 12, 6 rebounds out of Elijah and Lynn. Some nights better than that, and that's a big part of it. And I thought Lynn Kidd was very good today.
Talk about the role your crowds have played when Virginia's come in here last couple of years.
I wouldn't want to do it, but I'll tell you what now, Doug. I mean, You go down to John Paul Jones Arena. Good luck to you. That's not an easy one either. I mean, that's a loud building, and that's part of what makes college basketball great. It's hard. It's unnerving. But the Hokie fans and the Castle Guard down there, I think maybe they may have let a few students in more than they were supposed to today. I think the fire marshal may have been a little upset if he knew the exact numbers, but they were huge, and they're there every night, and I am so appreciative of them. Those Saturday home games, they're coming over here from Richmond and Portsmouth and Williamsburg. It's a great crowd, and you guys have seen a number of those games in here against Virginia and others, and it's an awesome college environment.
Mike, you guys had 40 points in the paint today, and when I asked the Virginia players, they said Mutz's passing out of the post trap really just put them on their heels, got them out of sorts. How important was he in attacking that?
He's really, really good at it. I'm always anxious to see how Coach Bennett handles it, as he is such a great passer. But as you saw a couple of times, when you don't go get him and he's got a favorable matchup, he can just root his way back into the charge circle and get up over whoever it is. Now you go get him, and we're going to put him in places. We got pressure on the rim. You got to take care of that. Throw it to the backside, and we're playing 2-on-1 out of that. Easier said than done when you're playing the Cavaliers. They are so incredibly well schooled.
Mike, any update on Darius? When you might
No.
feel nothing?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Coach, I asked you before the Syracuse game what you thought about John Camden's play. How do you think that he played at this afternoon?
Well,
coming off the bench.
I thought he played very, very well. I thought he did a great job on McNeely. We like that matchup. Isaac's very good, and really coming into his own here. I think he was shooting 57% from three over the last 7 games. He got one down on Sean, and Sean was right there. It was right in his footsteps, and he caught that thing opposite UVA's bench in the second half and got it in the basket. But I thought John's play was quite good. He had a great pass there late when we needed something positive, getting more comfortable. Very impressed with John, and thankful that he's in a Hokie uniform. Safe travels, everybody. Good to see you. Wish you well.
And then we'll start with Jeff White and then Mike Barber.
Tony, Tech shot well in the game at JPJ and was, I think, even tougher today offensively. What makes them so hard to defend?
Yeah, I mean, they run good stuff, and we probably certainly played better offensively at JPJ. But what they did a very good job of today was, when we had a lapse or a breakdown, they made us pay. And every time we were around it and the game was tight, and either we just weren't as plugged in or, missed a coverage or being in the right spot, boom, it was a bucket. And then they made a tough one, and I think that one Couture hit, was a big one overdone. But there were a lot of plays and great college atmosphere. It really was. I told the guys, that's fun to compete in that, but it's not fun to lose, and it stinks to come on the other side. But the heart was there, but to win in this setting against a team that's, playing good basketball, and Tech is, and they've got the players, you got to be heart and smart. You can't just be all heart. It's got to be and smart. And we were for stretches, and they made us, make some adjustments that helped a little bit, but they made the big shots.
Mike.
Tony, 40 points I think is what they finished with in the paint. Obviously not a number you want to see, but why were they so effective in close?
Yeah, I mean, we switched some in the second half, and they went inside, and we tried to trap the post, and sometimes we missed some assignments. But, I knew they made a concerted effort to, really attack in the paint, and they made some good plays. And then when we kept guys in front, guys were cutting at the right times. But they run a lot of action, whether it's, dribble handoffs, fakes, keeps, so they keep you on your toes. And it takes an incredible, I think, disciplined to keep them in front and keep them out of the paint. And if you don't, they'll get some easy ones. And I thought we got some in the paint, too, in the second half, which helped us. We were a little sort of on the perimeter, but it was just one of those games. It was hard fought. It was very competitive, but, they outlasted us a little bit in this one and made the plays down the stretch.
Okay, Gene and then Preston.
Tony, Hunter started 0 for 6 and then finished 3 for 4. What was kind of the difference down the stretch for him in guarding him?
Yeah, I mean, he got a couple times. That's what I was talking about. We just, we had him late in the shot clock, and that. And, to give a guy a rhythm rise up when that's about all he could do. Maybe he had a dribble, certain things like that. And sometimes it was just rotations. We were trying to cover someone, and next thing you know, there was a next pass. They found him, and he hit some tough shots. And obviously, Padula, the first half was terrific in the second half, but they got good play, certainly from their experienced front court players.
Yeah, Tony, you talked about the points in the paint. Is Caden available to play, and how much do you miss a shot-blocking presence in there without him right now?
Yeah, we just, I thought the physicality with Poppy was good, and he did a good job when he was in there. Caden is available to play. You can't play everyone, but we were having some trouble, I thought, offensively against their stuff, so we wanted to go with some small guys, which I liked, and then we decided to switch and use our mobility. So, those are decisions you make all the time, but again, they were physical, went with Poppy, but certainly Caden is available.
Mike, Reese hit some shots today that were very tough, contested,
Yep.
physical shots. What have you seen from over the years with him, kind of his development physically and being able to take those kind of baskets?
Yeah, he's become, more aggressive. We needed it in this game. He had to make some plays. The game had to be played, 2 hands, 2 feet, physical at the rim, on the glass, and I thought he attacked in those settings. And, again, he's deceptive with his moves, and he got in there, whether it was to make the pass or get to the rim. So he's gotten stronger, gotten, like all these guys, more experience and more assertive.
Okay, we'll take one more. Mark. Tony, do you feel like they did anything better or differently defensively than the first meeting?
I mean, I just think they were yeah, I'm sure there were some little adjustments. They were very physical. They did a good job, holding our cutters, not holding, but like making us fight to get open off screens. And they just spread out and worked and made us shoot some contested shots. And, it kind of came down to that. But coach does a good job with them. I mean, they try to jam the lane. A lot of us, both teams got some points in the paint. But and you do have to hit some outside shots. But I thought they were down and ready. And again, it was a lively environment, which we knew it would. And, they responded.
Okay, thanks, Tony.
Yep.
Gardner and Beekman will be available.